Hello, purpose driven entrepreneurs. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Let me know as you guys join me live. How are you doing this Wednesday? I'm back with you with another beautiful live. I'm so excited to share with you something about the topic of marketing and nurturing relationships. We talk about marketing here very often, marketing authentically, building genuine connections with our audience, and also building meaningful relationships that will last a lifetime. Investing in relationships is something that I personally always understood the value of. So, I want to tell you guys today regarding the difference between virtual relationships and also live relationships. Um, I say very often that it's not very different to build virtual relationships from how we actually build live relationships, right? So when we connect with someone live, whether it's in our neighborhood, area of work, place of work, common friend, mutual friend, an introduction, someone introduces us to one another, then of course that conversation just becomes so beautiful because you we just say hi, we get to know the other person, we find common points that we can relate to one another, and of course a beautiful natural conversation always stems out of that. However, in the online world, in the virtual space, sometimes that human touch and connection is actually lost, and a lot of entrepreneurs not do not always understand, just like I didn't always know how to connect the dots for both, um, how to build meaningful relationships online and offline, right? um, I have been building amazing communities here on Facebook and also Instagram. By the way, thank you so much to the 1,000 Instagram followers that are following the Alona Lopari official. Thank you so much for you being part of our community with your presence, and I hope that you will find a lot of value from our content. I had to start the Instagram account 3 times because of some issues with hacking. So, this is another one of those examples that thankfully I have built meaningful relationships with people that were following me in my prior 2 accounts. And I have a way to still connect and continue to nurture that relationship because guess what? I lost all my people that were following me on my old account. So I'm grateful for those of you that are following me here now in my new Instagram account, which has been opened for I think not even 6 months. Yeah, it hasn't been that long. So thanks so much for that. And for my Facebook group community, I would love to connect with you on Instagram as well. So uh, having said that, that goes right in line with the topic that I want to talk about today. When we build virtual relationships, it does take several touch points and exposures so that we can actually build that know, like, and trust. Because the online world is a very busy world, right? And the person that we're speaking to might be distracted in a million directions, so that we can build the trust and the emotional connection with a person, we obviously need more touch points virtually than when we actually meet someone live. It's actually 3 times more touch points that we need to put in place in order to build our relationships virtually versus live. So that's why we always talk about the power of live content or the power of video content, right? Because as much as a post is great, people can still feel your energy behind your words and resonate with you that way from maybe a personal photo that you share or personal story. Then, of course, when you go on live like this, or when you create a video or a reel or a TikTok, then people can see you in a different light, right? and the exposures that they have towards you really warm them up around you, right? Because again, it's the more we hang out with people, the more we start to build know, like, and trust. So that's why I think the power of live video, any type of video content that you can do, is always going to be the more powerful than any other type of content, right? So that is the way that we nurture relationships online, and that's why creating content is really nurturing your current audience. And you stay top of mind, right? Top of mind, because again, people are busy and they have to see you many times so they could really get to know you, right? Just like anything in it with everyone, right? When we just first meet someone for the first time, we get an idea about what they're about, whether we connect, whether we align with them, whether we have things in common, whether there's relatability. But it will take a couple of more meetings to actually build that know, like, and trust with a person. And that's the difference between live meetups and also virtual relationships. So it takes 3 times the touch points online that it would take for you to build know, like, and trust with someone that you're meeting locally, right? And when you translate this into potential, partners for collaboration, potential clients, of course, if you speak somewhere live where you meet people on a live networking event, you have higher chances of them, seeing whether you are a good fit for what you actually offer, and how is it that it can absolutely help them. So we have here in our virtual community an event coming up for virtual networking, and I'm also organizing a live meetup for my community in New Jersey. So if you are in the vicinity of both those places, definitely shoot me a DM and I'll be able to give you more details regarding that meetup. And I've had a couple of meetups lately after COVID, and it's amazing when you feel the energy of the people you meet, when you connect with people in a human fashion, when you just relaxed and you're just there to build a meaningful relationship where what you share comes from your heart. The conversations just are so much more beautiful, and it just feels like, especially with people that I've built relationships with online, when you see them live, you feel like you've always known them. It's like old souls connecting. So that's the beauty of nurturing relationships. Whatever methods and channels are handed to us, we do want to use them. However, everything is supposed to be worked with, to leverage one another. And there's so much power to live networking as much as there is a lot of power in the online world of networking over Zoom. So without, losing sight of both, I just hope that the difference or my perspective on it really kind of connected some dots for you, whether to do more of them, or how to properly network, or how to properly build meaningful relationships, because I think that should be really the goal. um, that should be the goal, and then out of that, over time, of course, only beautiful things always happen. I want to thank you guys, Savannah, James. Thank you so much for joining me live. If you watch this live on replay, let me know where you are connecting from and what are some takeaways from my live. I would love to hear your perspective on the difference between building relationships virtually and also building relationships live. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.